Hello everyone, my name is James and welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be discussing if the title fight between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton could end in a similar way to how Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost did back in the late 80s and early 90s. Now, if you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe for more Formula 1 content. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Now, there's no doubt that the rivalry between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost was one of the most fiercest in Formula 1 history. They became McLaren teammates in 1988, but their relationship really turned for the worst in 1989. They were fighting for the championship that year, and going into the Japanese Grand Prix, Senna went for a move on Alain Prost. It was a bit of a lunge down the inside, and Prost aggressively covered it off, and it resulted in both of them crashing. Now, Senna was able to get going again, but he was ultimately disqualified from that race, and it meant Alain Prost was world champion of 1989. And Prost left McLaren at the end of that year, and he openly said that he was happy to leave because it becomes impossible to work with Senna. And in 1990, the two were fighting for the world championship again. Prost this time at Ferrari, and Senna was at McLaren. But like in 1989, at the penultimate race in Japan, the two crashed into each other. Going into the race, Senna knew that if Prost did not finish the race, he would be world champion. Now, Senna did get pole for the race, but Alain Prost was able to get the better start and took the lead from Senna. But going into turn one, it looked like Senna had absolutely no intention of making the corner. As I said earlier, he knew that if Prost didn't finish the race, he would be world champion. And going into turn one, Senna went for a gap that really did not exist, put his car in a place where it shouldn't have been, and ended up taking Alain Prost and himself out of the race, and it ended up meaning that Senna was world champion of that year. So it was very tense between the two back then, and Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff has recently compared their dramatic rivalry to the tense championship battle between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in the 2021 season. Speaking to the Daily Mail, he said that if the Verstappen-Hamilton title fight goes to the last race in Abu Dhabi, the driver in front is likely to do something similar to what we saw in the Senna-Prost years. And on top of that, he added that if you're fighting for a world championship and you see it fading away, what tool have you got other than to ensure that the guy behind can't overtake? Now, I'll leave a link to that interview in the description, but it does bring up the question of will that actually happen between Hamilton and Verstappen? I mean, their title fight this year is seriously tense, and during it, we have seen them crash twice. But we have seen their relationship be okay. After the race, we see them fist bump each other, we see them celebrate on the podium together, and when you compare that with Prost and Senna, it was not like that at all. They absolutely hated the sight of each other. And despite the crashes this season between Verstappen and Hamilton, the moves weren't malicious. I mean, I know Hamilton got the blame in Silverstone and Verstappen got the blame in Monza, but in both incidents, the drivers were making a genuine attempt to try and get the overtake done. And they weren't trying to take each other off. But if we go into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the title is going down to the wire, would that change? Would we see Verstappen or Hamilton intentionally make a move to take their rival off? Well, if I'm going to be totally honest, I really don't think so. You know, I think if the title does go down to the last race, we will see some incredible racing between Verstappen and Hamilton if they're close to each other on the circuit. It will be incredibly hard, and I wouldn't put it past them to pull off some naughty manoeuvres that might bring out the black and white flag. But overall, I could not see Verstappen or Hamilton wanting to pull off a move that would intentionally take their rival out the race. And also it would leave a sour taste in everyone's mouth, and the stewards would come down really hard on it, I think. If we look at the Schumacher-Villeneuve incident in 1997, they were going for the title in Jerez. It was the last race. Schumacher was leading the race, but Villeneuve saw an opportunity to take the lead. He pulled off a fair move going into the corner, was alongside Schumacher, left the space, but then he just turned in on Villeneuve really, really sharply. It took Schumacher out the race, and the stewards just decided afterwards to disqualify Schumacher from the championship, and Villeneuve went on to win. So overall, guys, when we go to the last race in Abu Dhabi, if the title fight has gone down to the wire, we will see some really tough racing between Verstappen and Hamilton if they're close to each other on track. Make no mistake about it. But I don't think either one of them would pull off a move that would intentionally take the other one off the circuit. I think there'll be some really hard racing, and as I say, maybe some naughty manoeuvres that would bring out the black and white flag. but nothing that would intentionally take their rival out. But guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care